Did you know that a huge 75% of sunscreens on the market today don't offer the protection levels they claim? That's right, friends. Not everything you read on the bottle is accurate. In fact, there's a lot of misleading information about sunscreen out there. Yes, misconceptions are rife even in this tech-savvy age where Google is at everyone's fingertips. And believe me, I get it because I was also oblivious to the truth about sunscreen not too long ago. But the good news is we're here to clear it up, any confusion, and ensure you have the right no-frills information at your fingertips. After all, your skin's health isn't something we can gamble with, right? Hello everyone, my name is Sandra Maria Gumensing, and in this video we'll explore the common misconceptions about sunscreen. Stay tuned as I uncover the truth behind sunscreen and misinformation related to it. So let's get started. There's a lot of debate on the internet about the type of sunscreen we should use and the SPF level we need. Dermatologists promote one thing, while social media influencers on TikTok and Instagram make money by getting fake paid promotions. All these scenarios are confusing to people like you and me. But let's start with the basics. There are two types of UV rays or ultraviolet rays that reach our skin, UVA and UVB. While both can be harmful, they have different effects on our skin. UVA rays penetrate deep into the skin and cause premature aging, wrinkles, and sunspots. On the other hand, UVB rays mainly affect the top layer of the skin and cause sunburns. So what does this have to do with sunscreen? Well, here's the thing. Most sunscreens only protect against UVB rays. That means while you may not get a painful sunburn, your skin is still being exposed to UVA rays, and the damage is being done. It is where the SPF level comes in. SPF stands for Sun Protection Factor and measures how much sunscreen protection offers against UVB rays. For example, if you usually get sunburned after 10 minutes of sun exposure, an SPF 30 sunscreen would theoretically protect you for about 300 minutes, 10 times 30. However, Dr. Whitaker told me this does not take into account factors like sweating, water exposure, and reapplication of sunscreen, but 30 is that sweet spot.
That seems to do the job. It keeps the sun from harming those elastic fibers in your skin that eventually cause aging over time.
So what about UVA rays? Well, there's no official rating system for UVA protection in sunscreens. This means that even if your sunscreen has a high SPF level, it may not provide enough protection. But don't worry, you don't have to navigate through all the confusing information out there on your own. Look for sunscreen labels that offer broad spectrum protection, meaning it protects against both UVA and UVB rays. Remember to reapply sunscreen every 2 hours or after swimming or sweating. Now, if I talk about the different type of sunscreens, physical and chemical, there's a lot of misinformation surrounding them as well, and we are seeing a lot of news reports on them. Physical sunscreens contain mineral ingredients like zinc oxide or titanium dioxide that sit on top of the skin and reflect UVA rays away from the body. On the other hand, chemical sunscreen absorb UV rays before they can cause any harm to our skin. Here's where things get tricky. Many people believe that chemical sunscreens are harmful to our health because they contain chemicals like oxybenzone and octinazate. However, recent studies have indicated that these chemicals are safe for sunscreen use and pose no significant health risk. In fact, physical sunscreens can sometimes be more irritating to the skin. They may not offer as much protection against UVA rays. Now for the types, we have subcategories like spray, lotion, and gel. But the truth is, it doesn't matter which type you use as long as it offers broad spectrum protection and has an SPF of 30 or higher. And it actually also depends on your personal preference and skin type. For example, I have oily skin, so I prefer using lightweight gel sunscreen. However, someone with dry skin may prefer moisturizing lotion sunscreen. Dr. Whitaker told me oily skin, that could be a good thing.
Oily skin is actually a good protector. Many people wash their faces, they're trying to get the oil out, but the oil actually protects your skin from early deterioration, protects you from some of the elastic deterioration from dry skin. Dry skin can be cracked, and we know that bacteria and things like that like to go through the dry skin and then enter to your tissue.
Here's another common misconception. Only fair-skinned people need to use sunscreen. This is far from the truth. While it may be true that those with lighter skin tones are more prone to sunburns, everyone, regardless of their skin color, needs to use sunscreen. I often forget to slather it on also. Even science says so. Research has shown that all types of skin are susceptible to sun damage and can develop skin cancer.
Even though the darker people have more melanin, they still are prone to sunburn. I have had sunburn before, and people darker than me I know had sunburn. They start peeling, and it's very, very painful. You may not see the redness there because of the melanin, but the pain and the peeling are still present. So of course, everyone who has skin needs a sunscreen or sunblock to protect them from the fierce rays of the sun.
And when it comes to how much sunscreen you should apply, most experts recommend using around a nickel-size amount for your face and a shot glass worth for your entire body. Remember, reapply every 2 hours or after swimming or sweating. Now you might be thinking, how much sun is healthy, or should we boycott it at all? This is a question that often comes up when talking about sunscreen and sun exposure. The answer is that it depends on your location, time of day, and skin type. In general, experts recommend limiting direct sun exposure during peak hours, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., and seeking shade whenever possible. But at the end of the day, we all need some sunlight for vitamin D production and our overall well-being. Just make sure to protect yourself with sunscreen while doing so, and it's not some kind of conspiracy to make you buy more sunscreen, it's just the truth. So don't believe everything you read online, and always consult reliable sources for skincare information. Now, those who are extra cautious about sun protection may have considered using hats, umbrellas, sunblock shirts, and sunglasses to add some extra protection. And the answer is yes, they do work. Hats and umbrellas provide shade for your face and body, reducing direct exposure to sunlight. However, but if you think that wearing a hat or carrying an umbrella means you can skip sunscreen, think again. These items do not offer complete protection against UV rays and should be used in combination with sunscreen. For example, a wide-brimmed hat can protect your face and neck, but you still need to apply sunscreen on the exposed areas, such as your arms and legs. Sunscreen or sunblock, many people use these terms interchangeably. However, I recently learned that there's a slight difference between the two.
They both protect the skin, but in different ways. For instance, sunscreen is the more commonly used type of sun protectant. How it works is it blocks the sun's UV rays. Some of them, most of them, but not all of them, so that we don't get the premature aging and the wrinkling like some suntanners get over a prolonged period of time. Sunblock, on the other hand, reflects the sun's rays from the skin. It blocks the rays from penetrating the skin, and it may be called a physical sunscreen as compared to a chemical sunscreen.
So, if you're going for a swim, a water-resistant sunscreen would be more suitable, as it will stay on your skin even after being exposed to water. But if you're planning to spend the day at the beach and want maximum protection, a sunblock with high SPF would be a better choice. Now that we have debunked some common misconceptions and cleared up the differences between types of sunscreen, let's talk about how to use it effectively. Firstly, always read the label and make sure your sunscreen offers broad spectrum protection with an SPF of 30 or higher. Next, apply a generous amount. Remember that nickel-sized amount for your face we mentioned earlier, and make sure to cover all exposed areas. This includes commonly forgotten areas like the tops of your feet, ears, and back of your neck. It's also important to reapply every 2 hours or after swimming or sweating. And don't forget to check expiration dates. Sunscreen loses its effectiveness over time and needs to be replaced regularly. As for ingredients, nowadays, many sunscreens come with added benefits such as antioxidants and anti-aging properties. However, the most important ingredients to look out for are zinc oxide and titanium dioxide in physical sunscreens, or avobenzene and mexoryl in the chemical sunscreen. These are all effective at blocking both UVA and UVB rays. After all this healthy talk about sunscreens, should I throw in this bomb by saying that some sunscreens are prohibited in the U.S. Virgin Islands where I live? Yes, you heard that right. The Virgin Islands have banned sunscreen products containing oxybenzone and octinoxate which are known to cause the bleaching of coral reefs and harm marine life, and actocrylene. This has been in effect since 2020.
About 82,000 kinds of chemicals have made their way into our oceans coming from personal care products. That's a lot of toxins. That's around 14,000 tons of sunscreen ending up in the world's coral reefs and causing irreparable damage. So by all means, as you visit the beautiful Virgin Islands, you want to help us maintain our environmental health. So wear a sunscreen that is environmentally friendly and not biologically toxic.
So if you do plan to visit the U.S. Virgin Islands, remember to choose a reef-safe sunscreen, only mineral sunscreen, because it's the law. I hope this has shed some light on the importance of sunscreen and how to use it effectively. What do you think? Do you still think sunscreen is just a marketing ploy, or are you convinced of its necessity? Share your thoughts and experiences with us. And if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this.